Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is life cycle and saving water. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, we know that we need to sanitize. Remember, sanitizing is very important. So let's try and sanitize every time we can. And don't be afraid to tell the next person to sanitize as well. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we'll be doing language, ordering and comparing, and time. For our lesson today, boys and girls, let us all start on page 6. On page 6, we are going to be doing something exciting. And this time, instead of just doing language, we're going to include the baby animals. Now, it's our job to rearrange the letters to form the name of the baby animal and then match the sound it makes. Now, we all know that babies, for human beings, they cry. But these animals have a special sound for themselves. Let's take a look at one that we're going to try all by ourselves. Now, the first thing we need to do is look at the picture. And the picture that we have here is of a puppy. Very good. Now, how do we spell puppy? Well, we are going to rearrange the letters. Now, if you say the word puppy, it can already give you a clue. We will start with a P and then a U. Then we put our double P and Y. Now we have spelled the word correctly from puppy, which is scrambled, to puppy, which is rearranged. After that, it's our job to now match the sound it makes to the name. Does a puppy meow? I don't think it does. Does a puppy quack, 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 quack? No. I think a puppy can bark. Woof, woof, woof. But it's so cute when they bark. So, we're going to match with a line the word bark to the word puppy. And we're done with one already. So take your time, boys and girls. Use different colors if you need to. The important part is to spell the word correctly. Make sure that you include all the letters when you are spelling. Have fun, and I'll see you when you're done after the advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
For our lesson now, boys and girls, let's go to the next page, page 7. On page 7, we are going to be ordering and comparing. For the first part of our exercise, we need to find out whether it's more or less. For number 2, we need to add by saying either more than or less than. And then for number 3, we need to fill in the correct number to complete the statement. So let's try and do some of this work together. On the board, I have a few of the ones that you have in your booklet. Let's start with number 1A. Number 1A is saying 19-20. 10, sorry, not 20. So, if we're looking at our numbers, and we know because we have been practicing our numbers, it is very obvious that 19 is more than 10. But if you're not sure, you can try and use your number line. The first number that you come across is the one that is more or less. Now, for the C part of it, it's kind of tricky because the figures are the same. For the first digit, we have 7, and here we have an 8. It says 78-87. Now, I've already put the answer is less, but how did I get that answer? Well, I used my tens and units. Today, I've asked Mr. Tens to sit on top of the first digit. Here we have him sitting under 7, and here we have him sitting under 8. Now, the one that is in front is the one where we express more or less. So in this case, 87 is bigger than 78. So we say 78 is less than 87. So next time you have the digits that have the same numbers, take your time and use the tens and units. When you're done with that one, you can move on to the next part, number 2, where we actually have to say a number and then either more or less. Let's take a look at A. Now for A, for number 2, it says 20-25. So if we take a good look, we need to actually count from 20 to 25. That way we will know our answer for the first box. So if we count from 20, saying 20 is already there, we say 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that is 5. So that means 5 is going into the first box. Now we need to decide, is 20 more or less than 25? Well, seeing that we were adding instead of subtracting, it looks like 20 is smaller than 25. So we use the word less. Let's try for now for number 3C. Now, number 3C is special because instead of trying to find out a number and then more or less, we actually need to find the beginning number. And how do we do that, boys and girls? Well, we count on from the last number that we've been given to the one in the middle. Let's do C together. Now it says dash is 10 more than 50. So in order for us to get our answer, we need to count from 50, counting on 10 more. Now we can use our fingers, we can use our counters, we can even use our number line. But we definitely know that if we have 50 and we add 10 more, that is a decade number. So that means it is 60. So go ahead and write 60. Now your statement will say 60 is 10 more than 50. So take your time, boys and girls, read the statements carefully, know when to use more or less. If you're not sure, you can ask an adult to help you. When you're done with that exercise, we're still on mathematics on the next page, page 8. Now on page 8, we have moved on to measurement. This time, we are measuring time. Remember, time is very important for us to know, and reading time is even more important so that we can go to school, come back on time as well. Today, we have a few clocks that we need to read the time for. Let's do E and F together. Now, I have the numbers E and F on the board as well. For the first one, E, the minute hand is pointing directly to 12, and then the hour hand is pointing at 4. So that means it is o'clock. When the minute hand points to 12, it is o'clock. But we don't just start by writing o'clock. we first need the hour, and the hour is 4 o'clock. So go ahead and write 4 o'clock. Don't forget, how you write o'clock is very important. Please take a good look at mine. Very good. So this is called an apostrophe, and an apostrophe sits at the top. So it is between O and C, 4 o'clock. The next clock that we have has the minute hand pointing down to 6. Now every time the minute hand is pointing down, the longer hand, that means it is half past the hour. Remember, 1 hour is when the minute hand goes round and comes back to 12. So here it's only gone halfway. This is why we say half past. So we're going to start by saying half past. And then after that we need to say which hour it is. Now, as you can see, it has passed 11 but not yet 12. So that means it is half past 11. So we put the number 11. Well done. So every time we have half past, it is the statement first, then the hour. And then every time we have o'clock, it is the hour first, then the statement. Now let's move on to the last part of this exercise so that you know what to do. For the next part of our exercise, they are asking us to write down the time for each clock. Then say how many hours have passed. I'm sure this one is very easy for you. All you have to do is count on from the first hour. They have given you an example with the 2 clocks. It says 2 o'clock, as you can read on the clock, to 7 o'clock. So you need to count from the number 2 all the way to the number 7. If you count, you will see that the answer is 5. Let's check together. Starting from 2, put your finger on 2, well done. And we are hopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now your finger should have landed on 7 because it is 7 o'clock on the other clock. So that means the hours that have passed are 5. Because I think this one is very easy, I'm going to let you do it by yourselves. So take your time, boys and girls, with both exercises. Make sure that you know the difference between more and less, and read the statement carefully to understand what you need to do. And for your measurement of time, read your clocks carefully. Take your time and write the correct one for half past and o'clock. I'll see you when you're done after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn and more. We distribute countrywide in over 10 different languages.
Boys and girls, we have now come to the end of our lesson, but I hope you had fun. Remember, if you don't know what to do or you're not sure, that's okay. You can always ask an adult for help. But please try to finish all the work by yourselves. So now that we are done, we need to sanitize. Remember, sanitizing is a big part of our lives right now. So you make sure that you sanitize as regularly as possible. And don't be afraid to tell the next person to sanitize as well. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I wonder, I haven't seen Sashi today. I think he's trying to play a trick on me. Sashi. Where? Oh, there he is. Hello, Sashi. So, from Sashi and I would like to say thank you for joining us today and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, My Zone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.